I just want to throw out there in full disclosure, I totally broned on the job I'm working on. One, I got 3 jobs going on. For this season, Trav does 1 job at a time. I've got 3 job sites going on. And I realized going into this season, because this is basically the start. If you guys, I'm seeing it everywhere, it's warm. Season is starting. Season is starting today. I'm announcing it. Landscape season has begun. Snow season is over. I'm calling it right now. I'm not doing 3 jobs at a time anymore. It's freaking chaotic. It's not efficient. And I don't even know why we did it in the first place. This year, I do 1 job, I complete a job, then I move on to the next job. I am working on a bunch of things right now. I'm a Post-it guy, so I got my desk littered with Post-its. But I'm working on what it is that I'm going to do. If I'm going to run all the machines, all the trucks, all the trailers I have, or if I'm going to scale this thing down and scale it into like 1 truck, 1 guy, 1 machine, but have a lot more net and work a lot less. Now, the truth of it is I'm probably not going to scale down to 1 machine, but I am going to start doing things a little bit differently than I've been doing it. First thing I want to remind you guys, when you're getting backwards on a job, like I have on my last job, I'm like, what the heck is going wrong? 1, it's because I don't normally do that type of work. I went after it because it was a sexy job. It looked easy. I bid this dirt. It was like move a pile of dirt from here to there. I was like, okay, $2,500. I'll rent a machine, $500 for the week to rent it. I'll rent the big one, put a guy in it, maybe $500 for the guy, some fuel, make like $1,000, $1,500. First day on the job, I realized the machine I rented is way too small. So then I rent the machine for $2,700 for the week. So I'm backwards already, and I realized at the end of the week, it's only got half the pile done, right? Only got half the pile done. Then I realized it's going to be a $5,000 job, cost-wise. Really should have bid this thing from 6 to like 9, somewhere in there. But yeah, Ivan was doing it, but I totally screwed it up. And I was like, wow, why do I do this? Don't do it anymore. So the second tip I have for you guys is, what projects are you doing this year? But more importantly, what projects are you not doing this year? And so I am not going to be doing dirt projects this year. I don't do it. I'll help people out. I'll go to maybe do a dirt project if I have time, but I'm not trying to make money doing dirt projects because I'm not really good at dirt projects. Like, I can do it, but the way I'm set up, it's kind of a waste of my time, honestly. Like, if I just had like an old machine, like my original machine, and it was just me and my truck, then yeah, I'd bid dirt projects. But I don't enjoy dirt projects and whatever. Every time I get out of my niche, and my niche, my job I sell is selective eco land clearing. That's what I sell. I go in there, I grind shit up, and that's what I do. Every time I get out of doing that, I delay those jobs that pay the bills, and I lose all the money I make on those jobs chasing these stupid jobs. So what I'm doing is less. I'm not necessarily doing more, I'm doing less. And I want to remind you guys of that as you start this season, is that it's not about what you're doing or what type of jobs you could be doing or this or that. It's about what you're not doing. No one says that. It's about what you do not do. There's no way in hell this year I do dirt. I don't do it. I don't screw with it. I don't even pretend to do it. There's a lot of dudes in this town that do it a lot better than I do. I'm not even trying to bid against them. I'm not even trying. You know what I mean? Someone calls in and says, yo, bro, I need like 50 loads, 50 dump trucks of dirt done. It's a $20,000 job. Ain't me, bro. I'll refer you. I'd love to hit it. I would, but I know I'll be like 25,000 at the end of the job. You know what I'm saying? So it's the first thing, or what I want to remind you guys, what it is that you're not doing. Next, I want to share with you guys some stuff that I'm working on. I'm going to be working on a machine course. The first thing I got to do is get the lawn and landscape business blueprint on point. I will be doing that. I'm kind of waiting on countertops. This is my plywood countertop right now. Kind of waiting on countertops so I can finish this, the kitchen over there. So I got some ish. I don't have internet out here yet because I'm still working on Frontier, which used to be Verizon, to get that hooked up. So I got some stuff that I got to kind of do. But, like what Scott's talking about with tree work, you got to know what you do and what you don't do this year. I think trees are a great business to get into because it doesn't really take a lot to bid your first couple tree jobs. You got to be safe about it, right? You got to be safe about it. You got to have the proper insurance. You can't be screwing around. But it is a good little niche to get into. Because it's, you go bid a tree, you can make $1,000 for the day. You work your ass off, but you can come home and You can do that. I did build a small house, bro. This is the office, not done yet. This is the electrical panel. You know, we're still working on a few things. But I built a small office house. That's like the loft up there. I got to finish that with rocks up there. I got some stuff here that's happening. But yeah, I built a small office house. It's freaking sweet. It's like honestly like one of the nicest structures I've ever been in. We'll talk about that more later. But I think everybody ought to build a structure for themselves. At some point in time, you ought to build a structure yourself. But my message today, because I got to go downtown, I got to do some adulting. I got to get some truck registrations. I got to get some trailer registrations. I got to go talk to a law firm for something. I got to go do some adulting. And then I got to do E1's oil change, fuel filter, air filter, get her ready for season. You know what I'm saying? So I got to do that. But I'm reevaluating my business. And this is the last thing of this scope here. I'm reevaluating all of this shit I have in my business. Right? The trucks, the trailers, the machines, and what it takes to run them, right? So the way I have my business set up, if I was running like a top, everything was super organized, super maintained. Everything was working, nothing was down. I could probably do about 40,000 in revenue pretty easy, right? My cost would be 15 or 20. That's exciting because you're like, hell yeah, I have a $20,000 a month net. Woo! But I don't do 40,000 a month in revenue. I do like 15, 20. I've done 50 a month in revenue, but I'm like, I don't know, dude, I don't want to FaceTime you, bro. Block that, dude. Come on, bro. I'm not trying to FaceTime you. I'm FaceTiming everybody right now. But you look at that and you're like, okay, yeah, the potential there is huge, but what's the reality? And the reality is your fixed costs are maybe 7,000. In my case, it's 7,000 a month. My fixed costs have kind of always been 7,000 a month. Labor, machines, insurance, rent, all that stuff. It's always been about 7 G's. Last summer it was 11 G's. I'm down from 11 to 7, right? And my revenue is kind of staying the same. So like my revenue is staying kind of the same. I could increase revenue, but I really don't want to increase revenue. I kind of like, I don't want to do any more work than I've already been doing, to be honest with you. I just want to do better work, maybe a little higher price. Everyone wants to increase the revenue, but I want to really get that equation where I put a minimal amount of time in and I get a maximum amount of revenue. Ivan said some shit last night that actually blew me away. Now, it could have been because I was drinking beers and I thought, dude, that's awesome. But he said some stuff because I was downplaying labor. I was like, bro, you don't want to be doing labor shit. He just did an $800 cleanup and he did well, right? All of it net to the bank. And then he's like, oh, bro, you can do anything if you do it right. And I was like, yeah, actually your setup has like very no costs. Like your costs are like very, very minimal. And like, yeah, you just net that. You do 2 or 3 of those a week. You're just netting 15, $2,000 to the bank every week. You're going to the beach. That ain't bad. I don't do what I don't do. So that's the number one thing. Number two is I'm reevaluating my entire business. So if I don't do certain things, do I need things that I used to have to do those things? The answer is no, right? So I've got one machine, one of my favorite machines, Boss Cat. I'm considering, do I need Boss Cat? I love Boss Cat. It's just got orange tracks, but those orange tracks are going to have to be replaced soon. I kind of have 2 other machines. I got 3 total machines. That means I got to have at least 2 operators to kind of have someone in, ass in a seat. I got to sell enough jobs for 3 machines. I'm like, I could decrease my sales time, sell less, so that would save me time. I could then have 1 guy less, which I don't have to rehire because I don't have to fire anyone right now, so I don't have to rehire anyone, so that's cool. And then I get rid of a machine payment, right? Which is also cool. Not to say I won't go back to 3 machines, but I'll go back to 3 old machines. I'll get a project machine. I'll get like an old like $5,000 machine, and then I'll show people how to get like a $5,000 machine. I'll just rebuild the damn thing. And for like 10 grand, I'll have this whole thing done at the end of the year, and people will be like, hell yeah, I could have done that. Cheaper than the cost of a new lawnmower. But anyway, that's what I'm doing with my business.